Welcome back to Hold My Purse, the podcast dedicated to prioritizing self-care and self-love so you can live your best life. I'm Ro, and I am truly appreciative of you taking the time to join me on this journey. And you already know my co-host, my favorite little sidekick is my granddaughter, Aria. She loves sharing her thoughts. So there's no telling what's on her mind. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. Now, today, since it's Valentine's Day, we're diving into a topic that so many of us can relate to: dating. Specifically, the unpredictable, often ridiculous world of online dating. And I have got some stories to share with you, some wild, some ridiculous, some hilarious, and some straight up horror stories. And we're going to unpack the Bumble lawsuit, the latest trends in dating, matchmaking, but more importantly, how to protect your peace while you navigate the dating scene. So, friends, grab your tea or your wine because this is going to be a good one. Let's get this party started. Y'all, dating is quite the journey. And let me tell you, online dating is a trip. I've been doing online dating off and on for quite a while. And I've developed somewhat of a love-hate relationship with online dating. I love it because honestly, it's somewhat convenient. I'm a busy professional, so just to swipe makes it, much more convenient from a time perspective. And I've met some really interesting men on apps. The flip side to that is I hate it because it is time consuming. Sometimes you could be online swiping, you go from different apps, and next thing you know, it's been an hour, and I'm like, man, that whole hour I could have been recording a new podcast or doing something else that is more productive. And then lastly, some of these, I don't know about the women, but some of these guys out there, they be on some straight up BS. For instance, I matched with this guy. He seemed decent. He had a job, a full set of teeth, the basics. We set up a date, and good Lord, when I got there, he he looked nothing like his photos. I had to do a double take. And there's this line a lot of, especially guys, they put on their profiles. They're like, if I show up and you don't look nothing like your photos, you buy me drinks until you do. And that's exactly how I felt. Just the lies. Come on, y'all. What's wrong with aging? What's wrong with just being honest about what you currently look like? Own it. Love yourself. Then there is this guy I matched with on Bumble. Let's just call him Mr. Google Me and Pray. So we matched, like I said, on Bumble, and we had a phone conversation. And from the jump, his arrogance was screaming loud and clear. He was a narcissist. So immediately I was uninterested. But sometimes I like to be entertained. So I kept talking to him on the phone, that is. So he talked the entire time about himself. And he asked me, I kid you not, one question: do you go to church? I was like, okay. So then we ended the call. But before we hung up, he said, I want you to do something for me. I want you to Google me. And I want you to pray and ask God if I am the right man for you. And he said, call me in a couple of days and let me know what you find out. When we hung up the phone, I don't think I ever laughed so hard. I was just like, sir, Seriously? So 2 days came and went because hell no, I wasn't about to call his ass back. But then he got me. He got me. He called and I picked up because I didn't realize it was him. So he says to me, "Did you ask God about me?" I said, "Yes, I sure did. And God told me to run away from you as fast as I can." Crickets, dead silent. That conversation ended. But I do have to say, it hasn't been all bad with online dating. A few years ago, I matched with this a gentleman that lived in Northern California near Oakland, and I live in Southern California. And we swiped right on each other, so you get the match thing. And he was very honest in his profile. He's like, I'm just down here in Southern California prepping for an event. I actually live in Northern California, but I find your profile intriguing and I would love to get to know you. Okay, I like that. He was honest from the jump. So we made arrangements. We talked on the phone, and he was coming back to LA, so we made arrangements to connect. Came down for the weekend, did all the things that I enjoy doing, which is going to dive bars. We went out to dinner. And I think we even went to a movie and we took a walk on the beach. We just wanted to get to know each other, see if there was a vibe. So cool. The problem is he lives in Northern California. I live in Southern California. And he's genuinely a nice guy. But over time, I had to really be honest with myself about what I really wanted out of a relationship. For one, he didn't like Southern California. I didn't like Northern California. A major disconnect. Nobody's moving. So immediately we knew that wasn't going to go anywhere. The other side was, of course, the distance. So in dating him, that meant you had to get on a plane. Now, granted, it's a 45-minute plane ride, Southwest, easy commute, to go back and forth. But, when you consider the time going to the airport and yada, yada, it adds up. So that became a bit of a problem. But the most important thing and the thing about him that got me the most was the fact that he was a freaking nagging, draining human being. For example, one day I had gone up to Northern California to visit him, and his mom called. And y'all, the way that man spoke to his mama, rude as hell, like rude as hell. So when he hung up, I looked at him and I said, I wish I could talk to my mom. And at first he looked at me and he was like, wow, because my mom passed away in 2007. So he looked at me, he said, wow. He said, I understand that. He was like, but you don't understand my mom. She's a bit of a nag and, we have history. I said, but that's still your mom. She loves you. Clearly, she wants to be in your life and she wants to talk to you. I don't understand why that's such a problem for you. The fact that you feel like she's a nag. But he doubled down, saying that her nagging and her annoying behavior really bothered him. So at this point, I'm getting kind of really pissed. So, me being the no fucks giving type of person that I am, I looked him straight in the face and I said, well, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree because you're a nag. And you're a bit annoying. One of the things that he used to say to me all the time, like we'd be in the bathroom together, the double sinks, we brushing our teeth, and I didn't turn off the water. He'd be like, "You need to turn the water off. You need to turn the water off." I'm like, "Bro, I am not your freaking child." So after a few months, I knew it wasn't going to work. So I ended it. We had a good time. He's a great guy, just not my guy. So no regrets because when someone shows you who they are, as Maya Angelou once said, believe them the first time. And I knew he wasn't my person. So I'm sure I'm not alone in this. What are some of your worst dating app experiences? Drop them in the comments or DM me on social because I need to know I'm not the only one out here dodging these characters. Now, I want to talk about the great big debate: online dating versus meeting someone in real life. And I recently realized when I would see IRL on dating profiles, I was like, what does IRL mean? It's in real life. Dick. Um, but back in the day, we met people organically at the grocery store, at church, through mutual friends. Now it's all swipes, emojis, and DMs. Online dating gives us options, but it also brings us challenges. You got ghosting, we got breadcrumbing, we got situationships. Me personally, I'd much rather meet someone the old fashioned way. But let me tell you something. I have noticed that men do not approach me in real life. Do they not know how to communicate anymore? What happened? Because once upon a time, men will come up to you, especially if you're in a club or, at a restaurant or something. Men would literally come up to you and introduce themselves and say something to you. But now, in the age of online dating and hiding behind text messages, crickets. They don't say anything. So then I started to kind of second guess myself for a minute. I'm like, is my aura off? Y'all, I need some answers. What's going on? So tell me, which do you prefer, apps or meeting someone in real life? Because honestly, they both have challenges. And speaking of challenges, let's get into the real tea: red flags. The red flags we need to be looking out for a while out here in this jungle called dating. Because let's be real, some of these streets are dangerous. Okay, so let's break it down. Here's some of the red flags that are like screaming and waving, and we need to pay attention to. Number one, on a dating profile, one or two blurry photos. Major red flag because that shit might be old, or they freaking just don't know how to use a camera, or more importantly, don't you care about how you present yourself? If you're looking for a date, how you can just post a blurry photo? No bio, so you don't get any sense of who they are, what kind of person they are, what they're into, their hobbies. If they're love bombing you too soon, oh my gosh, you're my queen, I love you. Now, major red flag. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the banana and tailpipe. If they don't want to meet in person, major red flag, because you know what? They're not real. And if they ask you, and this is something I've really noticed lately, if they ask you where you work or what you do for a living at the beginning, that's a major problem because more than likely they're looking to swindle you. Let's not forget the Netflix show, The Tinder Swindler. Now, here are some green flags: clear, recent photos. And when I say recent, I don't mean a young photo of them at the top, and as you progressively scroll through their profile, they get older. No, they're off the rip showing you what they look like now, not from 20 years ago. A bio with actual personality. As I mentioned earlier, what do they like to do? How do they spend their time? What are some of their hobbies? And one thing that I definitely want to know: what's your zodiac sign? Because me and Gemini, nope, not happening. Me and Aquarius, not happening. Right out the gate, I'm not looking at that profile. Left hand, if they're consistent and respectful in their communication. And what I mean by respectful is if they are nice and if they are not asking you about anything sexual right out the gate. That's flat out disrespectful. And if you come across a guy that's doing that, or a female, run for the hills. And then lastly, they make plans for follow through. You all work together to determine when you're going to meet up, That's a major green flag. Listen, we deserve to be pursued with intention and clarity. Full stop. But here's the thing, are these dating apps actually helping us find love? Or are they just playing games with our time, energy, and emotions? And that, my friends, brings me to Bumble. If you haven't heard, they're facing lawsuits right now. And the claims, woo wee, they are messy. Now, I don't know about y'all, but after being on all the apps, I mean Bumble, Tinder, Hinge, Match, I can say with confidence, something ain't right. So the real question is, are these apps setting us up for love, or are they just cashing in on our loneliness? So let's break this all the way down. Bumble is facing legal trouble for allegedly misleading users and manipulating matches. The lawsuit claims they've been using fake profiles, sketchy subscription tactics, and algorithm tricks to keep people engaged, but not necessarily matched. Honestly, I believe it. I mean, I've been on apps, and let me tell you, some things I've seen straight up sketch. One minute you're getting tons of matches, and then the next, crickets. And don't even get me started on the folks who seem too good to be true, because they definitely are not. So now I'm wondering, are these apps actually helping us, or are they just stringing us along for profit? And speaking of games, let's talk about the ones people play after you match, because my goodness, the mess does not stop there. Let's get into the two dating behaviors that have people out here spiraling, and that is ghosting and love bombing, because the mind games are real. So, ghosting, just in case you don't know, it's pulling a disappearing act. Legit, that's what it is. So, check this out. You're vibing with someone, texts are flowing, and maybe even you've had a couple of dates. Then, boom, out of nowhere, they disappear. No explanation, no goodbye, radio silence. And let me tell you, ghosting isn't just some random thing people do for fun. There's a psychology behind it. A lot of times, it's about avoiding discomfort. Some people would rather disappear than have an awkward conversation about why they're not feeling it anymore. They lack communication skills, they hate confrontation, or they're just plain selfish. And let me be real, dating apps make it easy to ghost because there's no social accountability. It's not like you'll run into them at the grocery store or church like back in the day. For the person being ghosted, it can be brutal. You're left wondering, like, what went wrong? Replaying every conversation, trying to decode the non existent breakup message. It can mess with your confidence, make you feel rejected, and honestly, it's just disrespectful. And studies show that ghosting triggers the same brain responses as physical pain because it leaves you with no closure. So here's the moral of the story: if you're not feeling it, just say that. A simple, hey, I don't think we're a match, that goes a long way. Now, on the flip side, we have love bombing. And I have been victim of this. Oh my goodness. This is when someone showers you with over the top affection, grand gestures, and you're my soulmate type energy way too soon. One minute you're thinking, wow, this person is amazing. The next, you're trapped in a relationship that feels like an emotional roller coaster. Sometimes people don't even realize they're love bombing you. They get caught up in the excitement and they go all in. But in many cases, love bombing, It's intentional manipulation. It's a way to fast track emotional attachment so they can control the relationship. Hear me when I say that. They want to get you hooked. And here's the kicker: once you've gotten hooked, the energy shifts. Suddenly, they're pulling back, making you chase the high of how things used to be. It can seriously mess with your head. You start questioning yourself. What did I do? Why is this person so hot and cold? And before you know it, you're emotionally exhausted trying to win back that intense connection. And studies show that love bombing is often linked to narcissistic tendencies and toxic relationship cycles. Duh. It's a classic sign of emotional manipulation. And if someone is moving way too fast, it's a huge red flag. So here's the bottom line: real love doesn't rush. If it feels too good to be true, take a step back and watch their actions, not their words. So whether it's ghosting or love bombing, the key takeaway is this: people's dating behavior says everything about them and absolutely nothing about you. Protect your peace, trust your gut, and don't let anybody play with your time or emotions. Of course, I got a question. Have you ever been ghosted or love bombed? I know y'all got some stories. Let's talk about it. Let's keep this conversation going. So now, in 2025, what are some of the dating trends? What's next in the dating world? According to Essence Magazine, it's intentional dating. People who are dating with purpose, not just for vibes. It's emotional intelligence. It's the new sexy because communication skills matter. It's soft dating, less pressure, more organic connections. And lastly, experiential intimacy. I had never heard of this, but it's not just about dinner. It's about shared experiences. All right now. So here's the bottom line. People are tired of the BS and they are craving real connection. Listen, at one point I was so fed up. I even tried matchmaking because I was over the swiping life. I found a matchmaker in LA. I went in for a consultation and I signed up. I was sold. My first match came over because what they do is they send you a bio, and in the bio is just all the details about them, their age, what they like to do, and their occupation. But something important was missing. There was no photo. So I called the matchmaker and she told me, "Oh, we don't show you a photo beforehand." I said, "What? You think maybe you should have told me that before I signed up? Because for sure I would not have signed up." So, okay, I done invested in this experiment. So I reached out to my match and we set up a time to meet at a Starbucks. Y'all, I met my date, and let's just say he looked like Mr. Haney from Green Acres. Now, I have an open mind, but that was a no for me. We had a great conversation. Really super nice guy. But for me, it was zero attraction. So I called my matchmaker and I was like, "Girl, when you put our photos side by side, in your mind, did you say, 'Now that's a match'? And if you did, we got a problem. I'm not superficial. I'm really not. I have dated all types of men, but there has to be some attraction, okay? So don't judge me. I did recently meet a matchmaker through a friend over at Talkify. And I had a nice chat with her and I told her about my experience. And she was like, girl, I would not do that to you. Maybe give it another shot. So I don't know. I might try it out again. So my question for you, would you try matchmaking? Now, with all of the foolishness happening in the world of dating, people playing games with your emotions, wasting your time, testing your self esteem, it's real easy to feel burnt out. And that's exactly why self care comes first, no matter what. So when you're out here navigating the dating scene, I encourage you to keep a few things in mind. Number one, set boundaries. If something feels off, trust your gut, walk away. Number two, do not settle. I repeat, do not settle because you deserve respect, effort, and reciprocity. That's the bare minimum. Number three, take breaks when you need to. If dating starts to feel draining, like a job, take a step back, recharge, and refocus on you. And lastly, do not, I repeat again, do not lose yourself. A relationship should add to your life, not consume it. You're already whole. At the end of the day, dating is supposed to be fun, not a second job. Protect your peace, prioritize your happiness, and never let someone else determine your worth. Period. Up next, Aria speaks.
Hey, Mimi. Let me see your nails, girl. Oh my goodness. These are cute. So these you got little bears and diamonds. Where'd you get those? Is that a donut? Right here? Like what is that?
Yeah, it's a donut.
That's too cute. Where'd you get those from?
I want. So when I was playing hide and seek, she said whoever my friend Alani, she said whoever gets the best hiding spot gets found last, they win the nails.
Oh, really?
And only girls were playing, so we're good. We're good. We're good. We got the nails.
We got the nails.
Girls always love nails.
Of course, girls always love nails. I really like those. I really like those. Those are pretty cool.
But some of them fall off.
I know.
Scares you and
yeah, we have to get you some more. So you're gonna find out where she got them from, right? And then we can get you some more.
Yes, but she said she was gonna get me some today. She went to the mall today. She said. And then she's gonna drop them off. I think, the day after tomorrow. On Monday.
Okay, very cool. I love that. They're really nice. What else you got going on, girl?
I don't know.
You don't know? You gonna sing today? You want to sing?
Why?
I don't know.
With this?
Yeah, you want to sing? Wicked, wicked, wicked. No?
Bye-bye.
She doesn't want to sing. It's okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. Peace out again.
This girl and her nails. Oh my goodness. She's coming over and we're going to have a nail day because I'm traveling and I need to get my nails done. So it's going to be a nail day for me and my girl. After years of dating, I want to share a few things that I've learned. I need to have fun when I'm dating, as I mentioned earlier. It can't be stressful. It can't be work. If it is, I'm out. Don't let a few bad apples make you give up on love. I've been seeing a whole lot on different apps, the folks saying, I'm done with dating. I'm over it, celibacy. And I respect that. I receive it and I respect it. But I do believe that there is someone out there for all of us. So you just have to be honest with yourself when it comes to what you're looking for. And someone told me years ago, he was a coach, a life coach. And he told me, you need to make a list of your non negotiables and you need to stay true to them. So if you do that and you don't give in to the idea of your person, I believe you'll find love. And lastly, protect your peace at all costs. Our peace of mind is everything. Don't give that up for anybody. So, what are your biggest dating lessons? Let's talk about it. Comments below and let's engage. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, my self-care warriors. That's a wrap for today's episode. You are the prize. Until next time, honor yourself and keep holding your purse because you are worthy of carrying only what's truly yours. Peace. Today's episode is sponsored by Self-Care Shady, your go-to for homemade skin products that keep you moisturized, healed, and at ease. Discover these amazing products today at selfcareshawty.etsy.com. That's selfcareshawty, SHAWTY.etsy.com.